So yesterday, I was in the car driving to pick up my CMO from the airport here in LA. I landed yesterday at LA, I got my rental car, and then came to the house, and I'm going to pick up my CMO. Okay? And while I'm doing that, I'm just kind of sitting and I'm thinking about what we're doing this month. And this month at Launch Socials, which is my company, I am bringing out my core team and my videographer, and we're just gonna film a bunch of content, and we're gonna lock in one location in this beautiful house and work. We're just gonna dial in and work and get things done. And I'm sitting there and I'm in the car, I'm at a stoplight, and I'm just like, just got like a smile on my face. I was just thinking about like, man, we're really doing it. You know, this is cool. I've had a couple of these moments, you know, they hit me randomly, stuff like that. You know, probably in Miami I had some of this and whatever. But I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, you know, wow, like I said, we're really doing it. Like, this is amazing and this is incredible. Things that I used to think about as potential and maybe that would happen and that could be cool, you know, they're happening. You know, they're here. You know, I remember when I was a teenager and I'm seeing these guys, these influencers in LA, you know, like FaZe Clan or like a Rice Gum type, and I wasn't really ever like watching these guys, but I would see them like adjacently on the internet. And they're in LA. In these big mansions, and they're playing video games and making money from video games and content and whatever for a living. They're printing cash from the internet and doing it from a beautiful place. Now, would I ever live in LA? No. I've lived in Miami. I think New York City is also similar. They each have like this energy, right? But we're here. We're here for the month. We rented this, you know, this place, very expensive, and that's always something that, you know, I just think looking back a long time ago, it's like, that's a distant thought of, well, maybe that's possible, you know, a crazy car and a mansion in LA and like, yeah, you're just with your boys and stuff like that and you're dialing in, you're working and, you know, we could live here. We could get a crazy mansion and we could just be here all the time. We don't want to. I don't want to live in LA. But that distant dream or that distant idea of that ever being a thing is happening. And so I'm sitting there in the car and I'm just thinking about it like, man, yeah, like we're really doing it. I just had the biggest smile on my face about that situation. It was just like damn, like, you know, for everything that was a struggle and everything that might have gone bad and everything that I failed at, we're still here and it's still happening and this is incredible and this is amazing. And so while it feels good, don't get me wrong, it feels great. This is tobacco, by the way. And it feels great. Okay, the tobacco feels great. But also it feels great, you know, to you know, see these things start to happen. It also doesn't really hit you all that often because it's just like that's your day to day. You know, you begin to almost take it for granted, and you begin to not as, you know, appreciate it as much, and your standards begin to rise because, you know, when I first started online business thing, I talk about this all the time. I just wanted to replace the income from my job. Just wanted to make $5-10 grand a month. Just wanted to replace it. Very simple, very basic. That's all I could. That was the dream. And, you know, even further, I never really even had the chance to even think about it. Was the dream of like, oh yeah, maybe do some things in LA or like really a group of guys that really get it and, you know, a beautiful girlfriend and build a beautiful family. Like, that's stuff that started to come along the way, but the roots of it, you know, were from when I was a teenager and you see these people on the internet and there's this little inkling of inspiration. And as those things become more and more of a reality, I take them more and more for granted. And what that means is like my standards are just raised. Not that taking it for granted in a bad way. It's just like my standards are raising. I need to eat the best food and I need to be in a place with a view and I need to be in an environment that inspires me to make more money and to grow my business and to be genuinely happy because I've tasted that and I don't want to go back. I could go back if I needed to, right? Like, I'm a resilient person. I could go back. but I've tasted it and I don't want to. And so a lot of these things simply day to day are just normal. It just is what it is. It's just we exist in this way at any given moment, at any given time. It just is. It just is. And so it's not that exciting all the time, because it just is the daily. You're used to it. However, when you have those moments, you think about it and you're just like, you put things into perspective for yourself. You have those like alone moments. It's just like, damn, man, like that's crazy. It's happening. So I had that moment in the car, and I was thinking about what actually led to this being the case. Why didn't I just stop after I hit the 5 to 10 grand a month, or I moved to Miami. It's good. I'll just stay here forever. Like, this is cool, and whatnot. And I think maybe there's like this internal drive, ambition that I have to a degree genetically. I think my grandpa had it. I think my dad has it. That stuff is certainly the case. Probably my grandfathers and great grandfathers on both sides had that. Some of the Italian blood. But I think even further than that, and then maybe what plays off that is just like always thinking about more, and like how can I go to the next level? Not more in a negative way, because I think more can be taken as negative. I need more. Like that's greedy. But more as in I myself and my own standards can be elevated. I can become a better individual. I am more capable of achieving the next level. And so you achieve the first thing, but then you get exposed to this brand new world of new opportunities and blessings that God has bestowed upon you. And you say, well, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. I might as well take advantage. And you go up and up and up and up. And you just keep going. And as you open one door, 50 more doors open, and you can take all these different directions at any given moment, at any given time. There's always new opportunities, especially when you're already achieving things. It's a momentum game. And so I've been playing that. And it's really just like a disgusting persistence is what I would call it. Like a disgusting in a good way. Like a just hammering them out. Like this one, next one. A lot of times without break, and basically beating opportunities until they're dead. Beating opportunities into the ground until we've gotten all from them and advanced to the next level and consistently raised our standards over and over and over and over again. And so part of raising the standards is renting this beautiful place, bringing the company out, and asking ourselves, how can we have the biggest month that we've ever had in company history? What does that look like? What would we be doing? What is our day-to-day schedule? People that are already, kind of doing it don't typically do that. For some reason, we're doing it. And I believe that is why I've personally been able to see like the dream start to become a reality to a degree, right? Like there's still many levels that we have to go, but it's happening, and it's happened, and it puts a smile on my face, and it's super cool to talk about. And one thing I want you guys to know before I end this video, it may look like an overnight success. You may see me and you're like, oh, you're new on YouTube, and oh, you're starting to get views, and like the channel's growing, and like that's inevitably going to happen. I'm going to speak that into existence because I think I make good videos, right? Or at least we're starting to, and we're making them consistently. But to me, it's not an overnight success. I've been doing this stuff for 6-7 years, and a lot of people don't even know. The first thing I tried was YouTube. On this exact channel, I was uploading these little bullshit, stupid videos. I had nothing going on. I think this was January of 2018. I remember I bought my first camera. It was a Canon 80D at Best Buy. And I thought I was going to be like this YouTuber, and it just wasn't it. But then I started like documenting like me growing my dropshipping stores, and it was awful. And I've uploaded a ton of videos and got rid of all those. But that's part of the process, it's part of the iteration. And to me, like YouTube, for example, or Instagram, or like what I've done with business, it's not an overnight success. But to an outside perspective, as we start to grow and the clips go everywhere and stuff like that, some people might discover me for the first time and be like, oh, overnight success, he's growing out of nowhere, blah, 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 this and that. And a lot of people have their dreams, become reality, and people look at that like overnight success, this and that. Like Mr. Beast, right? He blew up out of nowhere, right? but not really, because he was posting for years and years before that, making hundreds, if not thousands, of videos before that. And that's how he became the GOAT at YouTube. It was a disgusting persistence. And so anything you might see that's overnight, it's not overnight. Right? Any of these people that all of a sudden they're in a crazy mansion in LA, and it's not the case. It's not the case at all. It took many years of diligent focus and effort. Not months, not days or weeks or whatever. Years. It took years. Sometimes people decades. Right? For me, it's been a half a decade, and it's really coming to fruition now. And so, look, guys, that's my thoughts for today. That's what it feels like for things you dream about and things you believe might be possible and whatnot to start to become a reality for you. If you guys want to build your personal brand, or you want to build your Facebook page, you want help with social media in general, all my links are below. Go follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Go DM me there if you have any questions. I'll see you guys in the next one.